So Battlefield 2042 Open Beta is over, and I gotta say, I had a really fun and phenomenal experience playing this game, especially with my friends, albeit I have concerns with this game that needs to be addressed by DICE. Today, I'm gonna be breaking down what Battlefield has to offer and what my concerns are with this game. Without further ado, let's jump into the review. Starting with the good stuff, let's talk about the graphics. The graphics by far looks amazing. They included every little detail of the explosions, from destroyed tank turrets flying out of the chassis to exploding rockets. Little details of tanks and vehicles leaving permanent wheel marks on the ground. Little detail of grenades, safety lever leaving the grenade body when it was thrown. And little detail of trees swooping in the direction where a plane at a low altitude is flying towards. All of this makes this game look realistic, and I just love it. As a person who came from Roblox, this is a sight for sore eyes. So the vehicle physics was substantially improved in Battlefield 2042. Historically, in Battlefield 4, you would have a terrible vehicle physics where movements to one direction is too sharp, no tire screeching, and does not reflect real-life experiences. Now in 2042, you can easily drift with the scout vehicle, which is a nice improvement from its predecessor games. Speaking about vehicles, I have to talk about the air vehicles in this game because it was nerfed. Historically, in Battlefield 4, players would be able to determine the source of the missile lock. However, in 2042, pilots no longer have the source indicator on their HUD, and will have to rely on taking damage to find the source, or use countermeasures. In my opinion, this is a welcoming change for someone who has played Battlefield 4 and have seen how much power the helicopter has in this game, especially in Siege of Shanghai, where there is virtually no counter against helicopters in that map. So I really like the tornado since it's a nice way to make the game look more chaotic, stemming from wreaking havoc on its path to having a tornado fight with the other side of the team, or you could just utilize the tornado as a slingshot to your target objective. Speaking of natural disasters, what if Battlefield 2042 had tsunamis or flash floods, and then people would panic and everyone would be fighting for the high ground? Like, wouldn't that actually be cool? There's just so many potentials with this game when natural disasters are factored in. Another thing I like about Battlefield 2042 is the fact I can switch my attachments on the go. It just offers that really good convenience in cases where I would be in a different environment. For example, I would go up the roof of Point Bravo, knowing that it would be a close engagement. I could easily switch to a 9mm magazine with just a flick of a button. However, I do have some concerns about the attachments as we transition to my concerns about this game, which is the lack of attachment variety. Looking at the menu, I can't seem to find my way to customize my weapon, or to see what weapon or attachments I have unlocked in this game. The only way to change your attachments is when you are playing the game. Not to mention, every time you join a new game, you had to reattach everything you had before heading into combat, but I digress. In Battlefield 4, you get a whole variety of attachments to put on your guns, but in Battlefield 2042, the variety is reduced to just 2 to 4 attachments per slot, which isn't very impressive going from Battlefield 4 to 2042. Yes, there were less attachment varieties in Battlefield 1 and 5 than in Battlefield 4, but seeing a modern shooter game have less attachments gives the impression that we would have less freedom with our weapon loadouts. For example, I wanted to put a suppressor on my M5A3, but there's no option for the suppressor, and only a select number of weapons have a suppressor, like the sniper and the DMR. I was hoping for the attachments to make a big comeback in 2042, however, it did not come to fruition. They may have done the same to vehicles as well with the lack of vehicle customization. Maybe it's not a feature for beta, but the past few Battlefields have vehicle customization, and it's very hard to imagine this game without this feature. I'm not saying that they won't have it because it's either not ready or they don't want to spoil it for the release, which I kind of get, or worst case scenario, they might not release it. And oh, everyone has been complaining about this one, and that includes the likes of me. It seems like DICE has taken away our freedom to customize our guns and attachments, and much to my disappointment, they took away that freedom with our characters as well. I don't think specialists should belong in Battlefield, let alone this feature takes away the player's freedom to customize their own class, like in Battlefield 4 where we would be able to equip 2 gadgets. With specialists, one slot is locked with a gadget that your character is specialized with, and you're left with one slot where you can equip your gadget of your liking. It looks as if they shoved some aspects of Apex Legends into Battlefield 2042. However, seeing many of the same specialists makes it very difficult to differentiate between friend or foe, and it gives off a very weird vibe that a specialist is fighting the same specialist on the other side of the team. There are multiple occasions where I would be shooting my own teammates, thinking that they are an enemy and vice versa. Well, if you think my concerns are over right here, you're sadly mistaken, because I also had a look at the map design. Orbital. It's a huge map. It's not that hard to find enemies where there are 128 players in the server, but I gotta say, it is somewhat unbalanced. I find myself using the tower's zipline so many times that it became my main mode of transportation. All I had to do is get to the top of the tower and then parachute down to my target objective. What I found is that Point Echo and Point Foxtrot, the two objectives closest to the US HQ, had zipline towers. Point Alpha and Bravo, on the other hand, the two objectives closest to the Russian HQ, only has a zipline at Point Bravo. So what makes this significant, you may ask? Well, let's say you want to go from Foxtrot to Delta without a vehicle. You just simply take the zipline to a tower in Foxtrot and then parachute to Delta 2. If you want to go from Foxtrot to Charlie, you could just simply use the tower again and go to either Charlie 1 or 2. And if you want to go from Echo to Delta, you just take the elevator to the top of the launch complex, use the zipline to go to that one tower, and then parachute down to Delta 2. Alternatively, you can go to the top of the launch complex and parachute down and land shortly before Delta 1 and walk there by foot. That's just the US side of the objective, and it's not the same when you look at Alpha and Bravo. To get from Alpha to Charlie, you are stuck running by foot to there. And to get from Alpha to Delta, you are stuck running by foot again to that objective. Bravo does have some justice since it has direct access to both Delta objectives, but if you think it has access to Charlie without a vehicle, well, no. There is a mountain in the way. You have to land on it, and then you'll have to proceed by foot after that. So here it is, my Battlefield 2042 review and my concerns. I've said this already, but I'm going to say it again, that I had a phenomenal experience with Battlefield 2042 as a Roblox YouTuber. And most of the time, I enjoy playing this game with my friends more than playing Roblox, as their platform have started to become stale, and this game definitely has satiated my desire to play it on PC again. I still have this game on pre-order, and I have no intentions on returning the pre-order, despite the shortcomings of this game. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this game. Do leave a like on this video if you like this video, subscribe if you like my content, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care, and bye-bye.